There is nothing in this world that Donald Trump hates more than smart, powerful, and articulate black women. Trump would rather pay taxes than have to deal with a smart and powerful black woman, and the reason is clear because smart black women don't put up with his crap. That's even more true today as Letitia James, Attorney General for the state of New York, got in front of the camera today to punch Trump right where it counts his ego. I'm going to show that video because Letitia not only smacked Trump around like he was her own personal punching bag, but she made clear that she literally owns him. Because Letitia is such a smart lawyer that she worked Trump's fine so that every day he doesn't pay it, the state of New York is adding interest to the total. So you drag out that appeal, Donnie boy, because every week you don't pay, the state of New York can afford to build another public school building. Other powerful people can call out Trump, but when they do, it's not necessarily effective because it just gets his anger up. And he just responds with his tough guy talk. But when a black woman like Letitia James calls him out, you just know it gets under his skin. Trump is such a racist that it rocks his world that a black woman has the right to confront him. But more importantly, he sits there with his fragile little ego knowing that a black woman is actually way smarter than he is, and it just eats him alive. Did you see the looks on his face when he was debating Kamala Harris? He kept giving that dopey Trump grin to his audience, conveying, "Can you believe this woman? She's totally crazy." Yeah, he just keeps trying to delegitimize smart black women because he doesn't want it to be true that they are intellectually superior to him in every imaginable way. So losing his fraud case to the team that Letitia James put together is particularly damaging to Trump. So you knew he was going to find a way to retaliate. Because the only thing Trump likes better than bankrupting casinos is retaliation. So 2 days ago, Trump's team found a way. Watch this.
The Department of Justice is being asked to investigate after the director of the Federal Housing Finance Agency claimed that James falsified records for home loans in Virginia. The referral says James listed a Virginia property as her principal residence in 2023, despite holding office in New York. Federal officials also say James misrepresented the number of units at a Brooklyn property and previously listed her father as a spouse for more favorable loans. Now, some of the allegations are decades old. Are there any statute of limitations on mortgage fraud cases?
Yes, there are statutes of limitations on all types of fraud cases because time passes and witnesses disappear, documents disappear, and memories wane. So there is a statute of limitation. I think that is why that last instance where she allegedly declared her husband, her father, her husband, that was mentioned the last in the letter because it's just, I think, inflammatory at this point because it was so long ago.
And my, just how convenient is it that Pulte and his team just so happened to look upon mortgage documents for Letitia James? What a coincidence that is. Maybe Doge found the documents when they were looking up how many mortgage processors they could fire. James has stayed quiet until now, but then she punched back with this.
Let me just say to all New Yorkers and to all Americans, the allegations are baseless. The allegations are nothing more than a revenge tour. And as you mentioned, my office was successful in securing a $454 million judgment against Donald Trump and others for exaggerating the value of his assets. He engaged in a pattern and practice of fraud. And the interest is accruing each and every day while the case is on appeal in the First Department. It's important that individuals know that this is nothing more than the continuation of the tour. He went after law firms, universities, immigrants, women. Thousands of federal employees right now are unemployed. Our government is in chaos and in disarray. Medicaid, Social Security, CFPB, and the list goes on and on and on. And as you know, as you mentioned, each and every day, my office is leading the fight against these executive orders, which have no legal import at all, have no legal significance. And we are standing up for the rights and privileges of New Yorkers and Americans. I will not be silenced. I will not be bullied. I will not bend. I will not break. And I will not bow to anyone. No one is above the law, including the President of these United States.
So the great thing about James's statement here is that she gets at why Trump is retaliating. It's not just because she won a major fraud case against him, but because she is continuing to fight against the Trump administration, and in particular, his executive orders. James calls out the lack of legal standing executive orders have. In fact, she does it better than the media. Yes, a president can direct any agency to prioritize this or prioritize that, but Trump's executive orders go way beyond that and consistently shred the Constitution or break the law. James and her team are dedicated to fighting back in court. I have no doubt that she participates in meetings with congressional representatives and other AGs on how to oppose the Trump administration and stop them in their tracks. James is taking the fight to Trump, and his dirty tricks team is trying to fight back. Well, the walls are closing in on Trump from every direction, in federal courts, in town halls, in crashing markets, and in terrible polling. It hasn't even been 100 days, and his administration is teetering on the bridge of collapse. Newsflash for Trump: discrediting smart and powerful black women is not going to save you. And actually, the good news is nothing is going to save Trump. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.